Computer. Hey, everybody, we're back again this week for our little Q&A. And one of the things that we've been noticing is that people have lots of questions about how to use oregano oil. And they're sometimes a little afraid to use it because they know how hot it can be. And so I first want to point, there's a very big difference between using oregano essential oil and using the oil of oregano. And so many people are doing like different supplements and stuff. And the oil of oregano is they take oregano and they dissolve it in a solution. Usually it's alcohol, and that's what drives the oils out of the oregano and into the solution. And there are different levels and different percentages of that, which is very different than oregano essential oil. Oregano essential oil is steam distilled from the oregano plant, so that this way it's only the oil and there's no alcohol involved in there. And so when you're using oil of oregano, it's percentages because of strength. But when you're using oregano essential oil, it's just the oil itself.
So it tends to be a lot more concentrated and a lot more potent for that reason. So in that way, you're using a lot less. So sometimes I think cost-wise, people look at price, because we all do, and they think that they're getting that maybe oregano oil isn't a cost-effective, oregano essential oil isn't cost-effective, but really it's more cost-effective because you have to use so much less of the oregano oil than you would have to of the oil of oregano. Oh my gosh, that's hard to say.
That's a tongue twister for sure.
But I do find that people are shy, and even sometimes I'm a little hesitant, but like we say with a lot of essential oils, first of all, the safest place to apply them is to the bottoms of the feet. So I'm a huge advocate of, if I'm going to use oregano, for multiple reasons. One is I don't necessarily want to go out smelling like pizza. So that's one thing. So this way, if you put it on the bottoms of your feet, especially in winter, and you put socks on tops, most likely it's not going to, no one's going to notice that you smell like oregano.
Yeah, we do in our house, we do call it pizza feet for sure. Like when we do oregano on the bottoms of the feet, it's pizza feet.
Yeah. So, but I do think it has so many therapeutic benefits, and it's such a powerhouse of oils as an antioxidant being, and just really a support to the immune system, that I really feel like it's one of those oils that you should have at home, basically because we never know when stuff's going to come up, and then all of a sudden you're sick and you don't have it. And then, I had this conversation with someone the other day. They were like, oh, well, I don't have any of that. And by the time I get it, because if they put it in an order, I probably won't be sick anymore, kind of thing. So,
yeah. And that's definitely a good point, Jen, is that there are some oils that you're going to use daily and some oils that you use as needed, and you want to have them in the house. Like oregano is definitely one of those for ourselves. I know for certain that my father actually had a lot of skin tags, and he literally used oregano oil on his skin tags, and within a week or so they fell off. And so a lot of times we also have digestive issues that we maybe don't realize, and that oregano is really good for killing that bad bacteria that kind of grows in the body, and really fantastic to use it. So sometimes we use it in a veggie cap. We put 1 or 2 drops in a vegetable capsule, close it up, and use it internally that way. Or what we'll do is we have a roller ball. We took an empty roller ball, filled it about a quarter, maybe about a third of the way with oregano oil, the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And then that's what we use on the bottoms of the feet. So this way we don't really have to handle the oil that much. It's diluted so that this way you can, and they also have the oregano touch, which also is a great way of getting a roller ball that's already pre-diluted.
Yes. And I love that idea of using a roll-on, because I think that it is really nice, because then you don't get it on your hands, and you can just use the roller ball to kind of massage it in, and then you slip on socks, and was on with Carrie the other day, and I had mentioned, and I had found it somewhere else, and which I've done also, is to take a few drops of oregano oil and mix it in a jar of honey with lemon, and then add a tablespoon of that honey to warm water. If you're not feeling well, the oregano and the honey actually blends really well together, and it's not as strong, and you're still getting those very oxidant strong effects. Plus you have the power of, if it's local honey, being local honey. And she mentioned adding lemon, which I had never done, but adding lemon to that too. So lemon oil to that too. So that was a really great way. And it's also a wonderful oil to cook with. You just have to use it very, very sparingly, a toothpick in the regulator cap, so.
Yeah, because if you add a drop to, and we've done this before, we've added 1 or 2 drops to a pot of sauce, and that sauce, it was oregano sauce. It was way too powerful. So just taking a toothpick, sticking it in the regulator cap, just so that a little bit of oil gets on the tip, and then mixing the toothpick in with, don't throw the toothpick in the sauce, but use it to mix it a little bit. And it adds a really nice flavor of oregano to your sauce.
And that's a really good point, Jason, because if you do it toward the end, after it's cooked, you're still getting those therapeutic benefits, and you're not going to cook them away, so to speak. So that's also, you're still getting those really supportive human effects that we all like. Just because I am just very aware, and people will ask me this a lot, like, could you diffuse it? And I guess because I never had any desire to diffuse it. I mean, I think, it wasn't one of those oils I was going, because maybe I didn't want my house smelling like a pizzeria. But I guess if you were very ill and you wanted to get those effects like every way you could, so internally, topically, and you wanted to add in diffusing, you could. I would definitely blend it with something. But
yeah, there's nothing wrong with it if you like that aroma, if you want that like oregano smell, for sure.
Yeah. So I would just use it again very sparingly and make sure that it doesn't become too overpowering for you. And
you can always add more, you can't add less. So that's a good philosophy to go by.
That's right. So I think that's it for me.
That sounds like a good, I think we gave them a couple of really great options on how to use oregano oil. Yeah, I think so. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back next week with something else. All righty. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day.